Today's a story of a 19-year-old who wasn't sure if she could buy a home and bought it in 5.5 days. This is Ella with a special guest appearance from her boyfriend, Mitchell, who was wandering around, decided to jump in the background. They went from a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,500 a month to a 3-bedroom ranch-style home on 1.3 acres. They didn't need 2 years of the job after college. Heck, she was only 19 years old. And there's a great story in here about an unfortunate incident that they had with a shady Zillow realtor. You definitely want to hear this one so you can avoid this. And there's a bonus at the end where she talks about catching the window, that window of opportunity I talked about on the podcast right before the Fed was going to lower the rate last year. And they got a 5.25% interest rate with no buy downs. This is a great interview. Check it out.
How to Buy a Home educates, protects, and connects first-time homebuyers to qualified vetted realtors in their area. Whether you're looking for DIY information or step-by-step guidance, How to Buy a Home is the #1 resource for first-time homebuyers.
All right, homies, another exciting interview. We were talking just a little bit before I pressed record. Apparently, this one went pretty quickly. So I'm super excited to hear about it and get the whole journey. This is Ella. Ella already knows the drill. Okay, Ella, biggest tip, go.
It's not impossible. You can do it. There's no one's expecting you to do this alone. There's resources out there for you to do this. It's not as huge as a thing people make it out to seem.
We'll get into when you figured out it wasn't impossible, but give me some of the background before you found the education here at the podcast. How long have you been renting? Well, first of all, if you don't mind, 'cause you look young to me, tell everyone how old you are.
I'm 20. 20 years old.
Wait, are you done? 20? There's not another number after that?
I was 19 when I bought the home. Or when we bought
Holy crap! Okay. Okay, so the question, how long you've been renting, was, I should rephrase that. How many months were you a renter, or were you ever a renter?
We rented for 2 years.
Okay, who's we?
For my boyfriend and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you rented for 2 years. So 18 years old, you were renting.
Mm-hmm.
What on earth at 19 gave you the idea to buy a home? Was this for a family thing, or is this a you thing?
Well, I mean, we worked together to get the home, but we were renting. We were just really tired of renting. So it was just like, we wanted to have our own space. Our friend recently passed away, and we wanted to buy a home just to because we're like, life's too short just to be sitting around here renting. And we wanted to have our own space and do what we want in our own yard. And so it was really important for us to get out of renting and to start investing into ourselves.
Wow. Okay, I will ask this again. What a wonderful testament to be able to take that tragic situation in life and find something for you and your boyfriend. Did either of you have this like from your family, or is this your own personal discovery that you guys had together after that event?
Yeah, it was our own discovery, I would say. I never grew up in a home, and I really value having a home in a family, because I feel like having to move a bunch and I don't know, like it's stability, which I really value. I think it's really important to bring your children up in a home and not into like. And I understand everyone has their own situations, and that's totally fine. But it's just something I think is really important. And and my boyfriend grew up in a house, and his family is wonderful. And it's just so I thought that was really nice too.
I mean, you say that with the right amount of empathy, understanding everyone has their own personal situation. And
right.
I think the one thing I've learned doing real estate for 20 years and helping so many first-time homebuyers, but this 6 years of the podcast, man, 72% of the people that come to me and say they can't buy, and so they want an 18-month plan, are under contract in 3.2 months. So I think that getting the word out, people just taking the leap to understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were renting. So let's talk the numbers first before we get into the fun details.
Yeah.
What was your rent for you guys?
So it was 1,500. It was like a 2-bed townhouse situation. And that was pretty high up on our price range for renting. So we already weren't super happy about it.
Okay, so you were 1,500 for 2-bed, and what type of home did you purchase?
It's a ranch style 3-bed, 1 bath, and then it also has a 4-season attached, and then it's 1.3 acre. So
holy moly! Wow. Okay, and this is in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where we happen to have a unicorn who lives right in that town, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the purchase price for your home?
It was $300,000.
Okay. Did you ever think you would buy a $300,000 home?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever think you would do it at frickin' 19?
No.
You're insane.
No, not at all.
Okay. So, all right. So now let's walk through the process.
Okay.
So for 2 years, you guys were renting. At some point in that renting phase, and specifically influenced when your friend passed away, was there a situation where you guys were already starting to save, or did that all? Okay, you did?
Yes. Yeah. So we basically were saving. We were talking about it for a while. We went to go see some houses and stuff at some point, and we kind of just like stopped for a bit. We're like, no, we're not ready yet because X, Y, and Z. Buying a house is scary,
Yes.
Not ready for it. So, and then eventually I think we had a decent amount saved. I was like, okay, we're kind of getting close. Like, I'm going to start learning a little bit more, and then, yeah, you found your podcast. I was like on Spotify. I'm like, how to buy a home. I was like, oh,
yes.
It's right there. And all my questions were answered.
Dude, I almost named the podcast something else, and I'm so glad
I'm so glad, because that's how I found it. I was like, how do I know someone's got something on this.
Yes. I was so angry when I started the podcast of the real estate industry. I almost called it the biggest dirty little secret in real estate.
Okay.
And when I ran it by some friends and colleagues, and mostly my family, they were like, "You're nicer than that." And I went, "Oh, okay. How about I help?" So you said 1,500 was kind of the top, but you said you were saving at the same time. Do you mind breaking down your financials? How much were you saving if 1,500 was the stretch?
So I don't think it was a ton. I think right up to buying the home and getting our down payment, we were trying to save $2,000 a month. We were like, ramen, nothing.
Dude.
Nothing. We're doing nothing.
Oh my God.
But
I have a closet full because I got suckered into something on TikTok Shop of ramen now. And I eat it and I'm like, what am I, in college?
Oh my gosh. It's pretty good when you're hungry.
It is. And it cost me like $30 for like a year's worth.
Right.
So
there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. So you guys were squirreling away some big money.
Yeah, I think a decent amount. My boyfriend and I, we both worked in college. Like, he worked a full-time job in college, so he had a decent amount saved, which was incredibly helpful. We wouldn't be here without him. I worked full-time mostly, so we both were able to save a lot of money for this house.
And are you both, did you both apply on the loan?
Yes.
Oh. And so it used both of your income. So, I mean, you're so young. So how long have you had your job?
Well, I mean, we moved up here about 2 years ago. Or no, actually, no, it's actually been just about a year. We moved up here a year ago. He graduated college and then he got a job up here. So was making a bit more. And then I got a job. So we both were making a decent amount. So that was pretty helpful.
Okay, wait a minute. We're breaking one of the myths right here.
Oh,
Everybody says you have to have a job for 2 years.
Oh.
Sounds like you guys didn't have 2 years employment and when you bought the house.
No.
Because you reached out to me in August of 24.
Right.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the speed. I think I connected you with someone like September 12th or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I think I have it. I remember it. So it was.
Okay.
I talked to Kevin on that Sunday. Monday we got our loan, the loan like approved.
Yes.
That's right. And then we saw the house on Friday, and then we got it accepted on Friday. So I think it was actually like a 6-day. Yeah, so like we met with
Oh my God.
Yeah, we talked to Kevin. We went to the loan Ben, our loan unicorn. We met with Kevin in person, saw the house we wanted on Friday, said yes, got it. And then Kevin was like, if you don't take the deal, like we're not gonna go through with it. They accepted the offer. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's actually like 5.5, 6 days.
Okay. So on your own, you had done some of this preparation work.
Yeah.
Looking at other homes. So you guys had an idea of what you were looking for.
Right. Kevin wasn't our first realtor. We had some hiccups with, yeah. Oh, you're going to love this.
Oh, yeah. Tell me the hiccups.
Okay. So guess who saw a house? Like, oh, cool. And I clicked on like just a random, like Zillow. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go look at this house. They assign you this random realtor. No idea. You meet up with them. And then, you see a couple houses with them, nothing really interesting. And then you go find a house and she's like, oh, we bought this house. We want to refurbish it and sell it to you guys. We're like, oh, we were actually interested in this house.
No way. Yeah. She the realtor or Zillow? She the realtor bought it as an investment for herself.
And then was going to redo it and then sell it to us.
Okay. So we have this phrase in real estate where it's called the fiduciary responsibility of when you create what we call an agency with a customer, a buyer. How on earth are you representing the fiduciary responsibility of the buyer if you're attempting to make a profit on the flip that you just bought?
I have no idea. I think it was her husband. Okay. I was like, we can do it. I don't know. I think it's like something they got going on together. But I was like, so we didn't really respond to her. And I'm like, no, we're done. We're not doing this.
Oh, thank God you guys are smart. Well, actually, with no offense to you guys, but anybody should have run away from that. I was going to say, thank God you were smart enough, but I was like, oh no, that's okay. Cut out this segment, editing people, and let's make 1 billion TikToks about why Zillow sucks. That is corrupt.
I know. We were just like, that's our horror story. Not just like,
dude, I thought I heard it all. That was insane. No. Okay. So when the Zillow agent tried to sell you the house that they were flipping so they could make a profit off of you, which by the way is ridiculous because they're double dipping because then they get the buyer agent fee from the seller. So they're getting okay. So is that when you searched Spotify and found us, or is that when you took the break?
I think it was kind of in the middle of it. I think I had found your podcast, maybe listened to an episode or two, that just like get a grasp kind of what's going on. We were working with her, and then that whole situation happened. I was like, no, I'm gonna submit this form, and we're gonna just go for it because I'm not doing that. So
okay, and then you met Kevin, and my favorite part of your story was, and then the first day we did the loan, what is it called? Yeah, that's an application and approval. So
it's been a minute.
I know, but to me, it's like all the people who go, oh, I can't do it. Yeah, you can. Listen to Ella. when you have the right trusted people, though. Mm-hmm. So how did the first meeting go?
Oh, it was great.
Did you guys Zoom or did you go meet him in person?
We did give him a call just to like make sure he was like a real person and wasn't gonna,
I'm not sending you to an AI bot.
Oh, I know. Come on. We're in California. I gotta make sure.
Yep. Good for you. Trust and verify.
Yeah. So once we realized he was actual, we were like, oh, okay, we'll meet with you. And he's right down the street from where my boyfriend works. So we're like, okay, we met with him. Super nice. His whole entire business, Kevin's business, is based off of helping people. It's really cool. Like he explained that to us the whole time. It's like, I'm doing this for you guys. I want you guys to be informed. And, it was just really nice to talk to someone who actually cared about the buyer and not just about making a profit. So
it's so interesting because I've known him for many years. And, everybody in real estate talks about how you have to do videos. And like, he doesn't doesn't have a gigantic Instagram or TikTok,
Mm-mm.
but he just makes these videos and emails them to us.
I know. He's so nice.
And it's like, hey, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, there's going to be a cool state fair. And sometimes it's like, here's what's going on with the market. And it just shows up in your email box and you're like, oh, and it just continues to show that higher level. So after the first meeting, he said, let's meet with the lender. And you just thought you were going to give him a few numbers. And then you got a call later that night and you're like, holy crap, we're going to look at houses.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So like we met with him and then we saw his house a couple times until like we kept popping up. We're like, oh, that's kind of like perfect, but like a little high on our price range, so we're like, maybe not. But then I saw there was an open house on that Saturday. I was like, oh, we got to see this house before because it's going to get snatched up. So then,
huge tip. Sorry, the reason she's giggling is because I freaked out on camera. If you're listening to this in your ear holes, I started jumping around like an idiot. Yes, huge tip. Tell everyone the tip. If you're with a good unicorn realtor, what do you do when there's an open house on Saturday?
Go see it before the open house and put an offer in if you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so where'd you guys land with your monthly payment, your PITI?
Like the insurance,
everything. Like, do you know how much you pay now on your month?
Yeah, it's like 2,100, I think.
So you were putting away an extra $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the conversation you had with the lender? We're like, we're doing 1,500. We're putting away an extra 2,000 a month. And did the lender say, okay, if you guys go up to 300, your payment's going to be around 2,100? Like you said, it was at the top of your price range. Talk through how that works as a freaking 19-year-old figuring out. Like, did you look at the home price or did you think about the home price and then the monthly payment for that home?
So we were really fortunate to get a little extra help from family to help with the down payment, so we don't have to deal with PMI. So that was really nice. But
excellent.
And I think that also, I think we expected that higher monthly payment, but since we were putting away so much, you kind of talk about this sometimes, like practice dealing with mortgage. So
practice payment.
Yeah, putting that extra amount away, and we still had some decent amount left over. So we weren't super worried about having to monthly payment we have right now. So it's really nice. Yeah.
My favorite thing about the practice payment is, like, I was just talking to someone today, another homie who we've been working for, I think maybe over a year.
Yeah.
And I just did my little monthly check-in, talking to him and his unicorn team. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, like, my wife's job is changing and I got hit by a drunk driver and all this stuff. But he, and also JT, the creative director and producer behind the podcast and everything, he's been doing practice payments too. And like, this guy had this terrible stuff happen. And so he's got to put his home stuff on pause while he waits for the insurance, but he had the money in his practice payment account. And you know what I mean? And JT just had his student loans go out of forbearance. Mm-hmm. So now he's got a big fat payment and he's like, crap. Well, guess what? He's been practicing a new mortgage payment for several months. So now he's got the money there.
Oh, wow.
So
that's awesome.
So you guys were saving and you got a gift. Was that one of those, like, you got to show me first that you're saving, or was it just really nice family?
Really kind.
So do you have a little chunk now? You've been in since October. Have you done anything, any upgrades, anything?
We painted the house.
Outside or inside?
Inside. It was like a really weird cabiny wood varnish everywhere. So now it's like a nice cream white and we got some pretty trim and stuff. So
very cool.
It's cool. Yeah. Not much. We put all our heart and soul into the yard right now. We've got a garden going on. Got a greenhouse. I didn't even see it. Oh yeah, here it is. Greenhouse.
Oh my gosh, they got a greenhouse.
Yeah, we're like, this is like a 4-season room. It's like,
wow. I know you said that, and I was like, your house came with the hotel? What are you talking about?
So yeah.
Okay. So that was there. Did you do anything to it, or did you just take it like as is?
We really haven't done that much, honestly. Like, we just cleaned it up really. Like it was sitting for like I think 2 years. Yeah, we just cleaned it up. We haven't done a ton yet to like refinish anything. Like I said, it was a little bit higher in our price range, so we're kind of like house, and that's kind of it for now. Probably for a bit. But yeah, we're just cleaning everything up, trimming all the trees, and nothing crazy
So
yet.
when you guys were putting your list together, did you agree on the yard and the
Oh,
acreage?
Yeah.
That
So
was
we
something.
have a 2.5 car detached garage, and that my boyfriend's all over that. And
Yeah.
in the land too. It was kind of crazy because like we always when we go look at a house, it's always like one or the other. It's like the 4-season room I really wanted or the extra garage space. It's never been both and then some with the land. So it's like when we saw it, I was like, oh crap, we're gonna have to we gotta go now. So
The opinions of Ella do not represent the opinions of the How to Buy a Home podcast. Remember, I tell you, it's always options, and you're going to have to give something up, unless you score like you did.
yeah. It's
Well, and I do tell people, stay in your budget. Don't overpay. Don't feel like you're being pushed into anything. A unicorn's never going to make you feel that way. But at your age, there's an option. There's potentially income increases that are going to happen in your life,
right.
and just keep your mind open. Most people that really, really go way below what their loan potential is, and I know I've heard the horror stories, people like, I don't want to push it all the way to what I'm approved for. But I have more people call me after like 2 or 3 years and go, dang it, we should have stretched, David.
Yeah.
And you guys have massive room to grow. You could build 3 more houses on that land.
Oh yeah.
How did the inspection process go?
Oh, that was interesting. Yes. So like I said, the house was sitting for a bit. Everything was in relatively good condition. Our well had to get treated. There was a bit of arsenic in there, so we had to get that treated. Oh. My boyfriend's telling me it was chlorinated, not arsenic.
Not poison. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah. They came in, and I think there was like feces in our well water, so we had to get arsenic. So we had to get a reverse osmosis system installed. So that was something they had to do. There was like some mold in one of the garages over there, so they had to take some stuff out. It wasn't bad though. It really wasn't. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just a couple of things we wanted to figure out first before we had signed anything. So, but otherwise, it was pretty well, went pretty good compared to the other houses we saw. It was a lot better than others.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So then how did it work out? Was it something that you just got the information and knew you were going to pay for it later, or did the seller fix it, or did you receive some kind of credit?
So yeah, they actually fixed everything we wanted before we got the house, which was really nice because we were kind of expecting maybe they wouldn't do everything and maybe they were going to fight us on something, but they actually accepted it.
For those out there who don't know, so you did the inspection process and then you reviewed the inspection with Kevin?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then Kevin put together a negotiation piece, sent it to them, and they pretty much agreed to everything.
Yeah. He was super helpful with it. Like he did like a walkthrough with us and like explaining things, like parts of the house, like because we have a little bit an older system, like the well, the septic, and the oil. So he helped us walk through and like kind of notice these things, which was really nice. And he was really good at communicating with us what things we should probably get fixed before getting the home. So he was kind of by our side the whole time, which was really nice.
An inspection becomes 2 things. It's immediate things that needs to get fixed. And then it also becomes your kind of to-do list later on for the things that aren't immediately going to affect you.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember having a big list of things and like checking off, like making sure all the lights worked and like the outlets were good and all that stuff before we signed. So that was.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know the age of the home? Do you know what year it was?
1973 or something like that. Around there, 1970 something. So.
That makes sense. That thus all the wood paneling and the wood. It
looks like a cabin. I don't know. It feels a lot more homey now for sure, but it was felt a little more up north than I would like.
Okay, so your 5.5 day journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, long stretch.
You jump in, and you guys did your initial deposit, and then you go through your inspection. what was the moment like when you made the full commitment and said you were all in? Were you guys comfortable at that point, or was that like a new stress level for
I think we
a
were
19-year-old?
I think we're a little stressed. We saw the house, and Kevin's like, I'll submit your application, or your, I guess application is the right term for
Your
that?
offer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Submit your offer, and we're looking at each other like, do we want it? I'm like, yeah, I guess I like it. Yeah, it's cool. And then he's like, okay, submit. And then we were driving back to our hometown, and we got a call from Kevin that they accepted, and we're like, oh crap, it's not now or never. So that was a pretty. Oh, it was like at 9 p.m. too, so we're like freaking.
It's there are so many little things in here that like I read through the lines and I know the speed, super crucial in this current market. The fact that you were prepared ahead of time, it wasn't reckless speed because you'd already looked at houses, and then you aligned yourself with someone who knew the area and the property and took the time to hear what you wanted. But that speed of the lender, that's when people come to me and go, I got this great lender. He's going to offer me like, 0.18 less than the other guy. And I'm like, cool. Try to get that guy to get you a full loan approval in like 12 hours, like your guy did. Because they have a relationship with the realtor and they have to work with each other.
Right.
But the other thing that's really interesting about the inspection, and why I'm sure Kevin got such a good deal in the negotiations, you said the home had been sitting for a while, right?
Yeah.
So what was unique about the home that you think it wasn't sold in this low inventory
It's a modular home.
Oh, cool.
So people don't really like that, I guess, because it's kind of no attic, really. And honestly, we weren't even expecting a basement, and it had a full basement, so we're more than happy. That's a common thing with modular homes. They don't have basements, and they don't.
Yes.
So, sorry, you're a realtor. I don't know why. Why am I telling you this? You know what it is.
Okay, well, you know where you can educate me?
Sure.
Because I hear the different terms all over the country. Explain to me a 4-season room.
Okay,
What does that mean?
So basically, it's just it's a room. It's like cathedral windows, but throughout the whole entire thing. So it's just it's an add-on room, and it's like windows everywhere. There's like a patio door, and it's cathedral windows. It's beautiful. It's facing the south where the sun rises, which is
so I'm trying to. I don't know, maybe in Southern California, that would be like an enclosed covered patio. Is it like that?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah. So I guess I'm calling it a 4-season room because it's attached to our house. More people may consider it a sunroom. Maybe that's something.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's connected to our house. Like I can go to my kitchen through this area without having to open any doors. It's kind of just an add-on. But yeah, with the 4-season room, it'd probably be like more enclosed, and it probably, or a sunroom, it probably wouldn't be as accessible during the winter, but we're able to use it during the winter time.
Thus the 4 seasons. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. So again, you guys got the idea, started this on your own, found me in August, got you with Kevin. 5.5 days later, you're under contract. And then I'm like, hey, good job. Do you want to be on the podcast? And you were like, sure. So tell me, was there anything else along the process, because it went so quickly for you, that surprised you?
I think it was really just how fast it went. I was like, I was pretty well educated at that point from listening to all your podcasts and stuff. So I kind of like knew these terminologies. I was still asking some questions for the nitty gritty stuff. Like I'm still trying to understand like how loans work, kind of like, because there's the actual money you're putting into your house, and then I can't think of the words.
I know what you're talking about, because you've got your loan, which has the principal amount that you owe.
The principal and the amount you have to pay back over time. I don't know why I can't think of the word. It's like, but
the interest on the loan.
The interest,
and then
yeah. So I was trying to understand that, like how principal and interest works, kind of still, because that was a little confusing. But yeah, it was just the little terminology stuff. But I listened to your like ABC terminology stuff, and that was super helpful.
You know what makes me so happy? You got the concepts
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't remember the words.
Thanks.
You know?
Thanks. I appreciate that.
No, seriously. Seriously, that's what your team is for. Well,
Right.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but, you know, when I was 28, I had a phone call with my dad that I forgot. And then later on, years later, when I started a podcast to educate first-time homebuyers, my dad reminded me as I was having him help me through it. Remember when you were 28 years old and you asked me, what's a mortgage? I'm like, no.
Look at you now.
But that it's very obvious why I wanted to help people, because I should have bought a home at your age, you know, easily could have and should have. And so we're going to jump ahead a little bit then.
Okay, sure.
Are you guys planning on staying in this home for a long time today?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So like more than 7 or 10 years?
I think so. I don't think there's gonna be any major job changes. So I think we're staying put for a bit. So I'm excited to see how this place develops over time.
Okay. Do you have your phone near you?
Yeah.
Okay, get it. Okay. Go to your calendar.
Okay.
And put a reminder in the day you close. What was that, October 14th?
I think it was 24th.
24th, yeah. I've got it somewhere. That says, call lender about David's crazy plan. And then put it as an annual reminder.
Okay.
And here's why. And save that in your phone. What happens is your $300,000 home, by the way, anyone who's really a numbers person, I'm going to say the caveat. My numbers are going to be totally wrong. Okay? But your $300,000 home, if you kept it for 30 years, I don't know, it costs you like $500,000. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Because of the interest and what we call amortization. And it just accrues and accrues and accrues. Mm-hmm. If in a year you call back and you're like, yeah, we still think we're going to be here for a while. One of the things that you can do is pay an extra mortgage payment a year. There's all this stuff online that'll tell you that it reduces how much interest you pay. You know, instead of paying, if you pay like one extra a year, then you might end up, instead of paying $500,000, like only $450,000. But again, that's all for a 30-year formula.
Okay.
So if at some point you guys are like, dude, we might stay here forever, or if you're saving money and you're thinking maybe we'll rent this place, then if you can save enough money to get a new down payment on something else and pay an extra payment or two a year to reduce that one, so eventually it's what we call the most beautiful words in real estate, you own it free and clear. Wow. Then, you know, if you pay those extra payments, you'll reduce how much you pay in total to buy the home. That's a lot of math, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
For now, at that first payment, it's just going to be, or at that first year mark when you call your lender, just ask them, hey, so we did the big down payment. Can I get 2 plans now? Give us a plan if we buy another house and we don't sell this one. And then it might be like, okay, well, you need to save 3% for what potentially could be a $600,000 house. And maybe you make a 5-year plan to do that, or a 7-year plan to do that. And so you squirrel away a little bit. And then if you change your mind, who cares? You got $30,000 sitting somewhere in a savings account. And then the other plan that you have with the lender, when you look at your reminder, which I can't wait to just see you look at it and go, God dang it, Sidoni. It's going to make me laugh. The other plan is you go, okay, but what if we sell this house? Because you did get the wonderful gift and you're going to have a ton of equity that's going to grow and grow and grow. So that's my little monologue. Okay, back to buying a house. Did I miss anything? Was there anything else?
I don't think so. I feel like the process, I just feel like from learning so much before this happened. It was a lot easier to like, if I noticed something was a little confusing, I make sure to ask the questions and not just like go along with whatever. It's like, I mean, like trust your unicorn for sure. Like they're awesome, but like other realtor, like I feel like the other realtor I worked with, I'm like happy I had some background knowledge, so I was like able to see that wasn't like really what they're supposed to be doing. So I just really value the information you provide and stuff. So
when you know that you're aligned with the best, people trusting and verifying doesn't make them mad.
No.
We don't mind being checked on. It's like, great, go ahead. And in fact, the fact that you had the Zillow realtor who was trying to rip you off probably made Kevin look like an angel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was like, we were talking to him on the phone because we were kind of like feeling a little sketch. We were like, yep. Like I told you, he was like, well, we'll meet tomorrow and I'll see if I like you. Like you.
Dude.
Like, okay.
Oh yeah, no, I fire people. I meet with them and I'm like, we're not a right fit. There's a million other realtors. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Unicorns do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're not desperate.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly what he told us. He's like, I'm here for you guys. I don't need the money. That's what he basically said. I'm like, that's like the best person we're looking for. Really. So
there's transparency in the real estate business that people will say, okay, that guy, his ad is on the bus bench and in the grocery store. He's trying to get as many people as he can through his machine.
Right.
Kevin, me, a lot of the unicorns, we say, my business grows when you're fantastically thrilled. So I'm not about making the money with this one with you. You're freaking 19. Me and Kevin are in our 50s. And it's like we're going to work for the next 10 years. And guess what? You're going to know a lot of people that need help. So if I give you that level of service, and it's such a wonderful reciprocation because you end up sitting here giggling in your big old house that you bought at 19.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Dude, are your friends jealous?
Oh yeah. They're like, I don't understand how you did that. I'm like, yeah, I don't we just set our mind to it. I guess it's something we both really wanted. And I don't know. It's nice to find someone who kind of cares about that same stuff as you do and doesn't just want to party in college and I'll be a crazy college kid. So.
Partnership is important and it gives you the opportunity to expand and do these other things. And now you're sitting with, you talked about originally one of the things you wanted was control to be able to do what you wanted to a property that you liked.
Yeah. We did not want HOA at all. We had nothing to do with HOA.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's funny is the peace and serenity that you're talking about has a lot to do with stability and like controls the icing on the cake. You guys can do the school and do whatever. What was last question. I got to go back to it.
That's okay.
The loan thing.
Yeah.
So you guys moved.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember how you guys qualified for only, were your jobs in the same fields? He was in college. Did he have a job lined up?
He did. Yeah. So he actually started that job in May. So he was already there for a couple months. So I think they were.
But you got a loan approval in September. Everybody says that's not possible. Do you remember how it worked? Or do you just remember, I listened to you, David, and then the guy said you're approved?
Maybe you might have been paying a little more attention than I was. But I think basically it was just show that you've have a remember?
What's the question?
The question was, how did we get the loan? What was the question?
Most people think you need 2 years on the loan. You were only on the job. You were only on the job since May. How'd you get approved?
Oh.
So they counted my computer science stuff as work history. And also I was working full time.
Oh yeah. Okay, I guess he was working full time during college, so he was able to get.
But they would have waived that, like for Ella being in college, they count that as work experience. Or at least that's what I was told.
Yes. So the college being related to the fields of the jobs basically can wipe away the 2-year requirement because you basically get credit for your credits.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. That makes he was paying a lot more attention than I was.
Did you tell him that the interest was what we counted as our rent?
Oh, he said, did you hear that?
Say it again.
We counted the interest as our rent.
I can come over for a sec.
Mitch is going to come over for a second.
I'm not sure that I was allowed to be seen.
This is my boyfriend, Mitchell.
But...
This is David Sidoni.
Hi, Mitchell.
Hi.
How to buy a podcast, man in the flesh.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. When she said, oh, I found a realtor. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, some dude on a podcast set me up. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go again.
Dude, yeah, you thought you were going to get another Zillow
it can't get worse than last time. So sure, let's try it.
I told him about the story about our realtor.
Yeah, and I met Kevin. And I was like, dude, this sounds too good to be true. I don't believe you. And he was like, well, just try it out, see how it goes. And yeah, no, Kevin has been awesome.
Yeah.
We still
that skepticism is exactly what I need.
Oh,
I understand that everything that, I mean, I started this at 49 years old and everyone was like, what are you doing? You're crazy. And I'm like, someone's going to like it.
I like it. Thank God. Otherwise, I don't think we would have the house we have today without that, honestly.
So, okay. So getting into the details, what were you saying? You were looking at your interest as what?
Oh, yeah. So I was walking through before and I thought I heard you ask something about like how we justified the monthly payments or anything. So we had gone in and we had looked at what we were spending in rent. And we realized that like interest on the mortgage was very similar to rent. So we had kind of decided like, as long as our interest or rent is going down, considering maybe the value of the house stays around consistent, like worst case scenario, or I guess worst case scenario falls, but we could count the interest as rent. So our rent was like $1,600, $500 or something. Yeah. So we looked at this with our interest being around like $1,100, and we were like, okay, so that's an extra $400 that's kind of going to savings in our head. And I mean, we could have done the 30-year to help with the payments.
Oh, yeah. We're doing the 15-year.
Yeah, so we're doing the 15-year to try to get it done with as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. That's how we got the lower rate and whatnot. But so like realistically, we did a whole breakdown where we were tracking every dollar and whatnot. And I think finally just seeing that like interest and rent were to us in our minds, and you might have a different opinion, but that it was basically the same thing. That's where we started to really start to see it.
Did you bring all this information into the lender the first day and say, okay, this is how we see it? Or was some of that crafted with the lender? Or did you guys come in with that all baked and ready to go?
No, we kind of came in with it. I think for us, it was really like, we had been looking at houses well into college and whatnot, just for like, hey, when can we do this and whatnot? And also with us dating and whatnot and looking potentially at marriage in the future, it was really important to make sure we were on the same page for our finances and whatnot. So we kind of started working with our finances, and then that's where I was like, how can we set ourselves up the best? She kind of agreed, and we were looking at like, well, what monthly expenses can we reduce? And, the glaring $1,600 on rent was right there. So we were like, how could we reduce that? And it was like downsize, basically. And then I guess, I don't really remember who came up with it, but we kind of just thought about it. And we were like, well, we could upsize and own a home and be saving more money and being paying less in rent. And that also comes with our area out here. Am I allowed to say where we are?
I said like Appleton, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, kind of in the Appleton area, it's a lot lower cost of living than like Milwaukee. So that's where when we got out here, we were like, holy crap, like groceries are cheaper, everything's cheaper.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we kind of just realized we're in that position to be like, let's do it. Like, why not? Yeah. Why not? She had been in our duplexes and our rental areas trying to make little gardens everywhere outside. And we didn't have like, there was like a culvert almost, like maybe this little 1 foot by 2 foot section that she was out there. Literally, it was a pit. It was 4 or 5 feet down. She was digging in there, growing things, plants. She found like a rusty knife in there. We think it had blood stains on it, but like she's finding all this stuff and like just forcing a garden to come to life. And we were like, okay, you know what? If you want to do gardening, like maybe we don't do it digging through trash in in Milwaukee for it, but so just a lot.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
The simple lesson there is if you want to go from your trash garden, look out to other cheaper areas. And people are like, oh, maybe I can get a little patch of yard. No, because of what you did, all that breakdown, looking at the 15-year, understanding that your home is a forced savings account, realizing the waste of what's about $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 a year of rent. You went from a rust garbage garden to 1.3 acres.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's incredible. Well, so I would love to spend more time breaking down what you said because I understood it all. But what I will explain to the people who are listening, for Mitchell, who just sat down here, these are the type of options that you just can't Google. I love using ChatGPT right now, helping me with my stuff. But the reason I like it is because I don't ask ChatGPT. I load it into ChatGPT every podcast I've ever done. And so when I talk to ChatGPT, I'm like, what does David Sidoni think about this? And then it gives me, I'm like, oh, that was cool. I said that. That was smart. But the experience to talk to someone who can take your idea and look at all the myths you guys busted. You know, you don't need 2 years on a property. Paying more than your rent is stupid. If I hear that one more time, and here you guys are, man. So, Mitchell, tell me the truth. Who freaked out more at the 5.5 day speed of the deal, you or her?
Oh, me.
I was like so excited. He's like, "Oh, this is crazy."
I was like, I gotta get a spreadsheet out. Like, yeah. I mean, did she tell you that we had looked at the house? And I was like, I kind of like this place. And I was like, do you want it? And she was like, yup. And then Kevin placed an offer that night, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, this is happening. Like, it was weird because we had all the numbers, we had all the background that we needed, or that I thought we needed.
Yeah.
And but still, it didn't feel like I was prepared enough for it.
And that's what.
And she's kind of one person that's like, "Yep, we covered our bases. We're good to go." And I'm like, "There's got to be more bases to cover," but there really wasn't. I mean, the PMI thing.
Yeah, so we had some debates about that because
I didn't want to do the PMI, but I realized that even with the PMI built in, we were still getting a pretty good deal. And then we were fortunate enough that my parents were able to help us get rid of the PMI. We still owe them the money. Legally, we don't. But but like, still, they were like, "Why pay the PMI if you don't have to?" And we were like, "Okay." So even just that, like, that just helped our numbers get rid of the PMI. So it was an even better decision in general. And yeah, so I think that was the hardest part for me, was like, with that short of a timeline, like, we've been thinking about this for years.
It was like 5 days. I was telling you, it was like, yeah.
We met Kevin. I saw a listing for a house I wanted. And I was like, Ella, like, I think this has everything I want. She looked into it and was like, I think it's got everything I want. And I was like, sick, let's wait for the open house. And she was like, Kevin's showing us now,
the
like,
day
basically the day before the open house. Why wait for the open house? We got here and it was like, do you want to make an offer before the open house happens? And like, we kind of said yes. Like, we were sure we said yes. I don't really remember saying yes, but like, and then it all just worked out. And I think that came from a lot of, like, we knew where we were. And then Kevin knew what we had to look out for. I didn't even think about the well, the arsenic, the fuel oil, any of that. And he came in and was like, you're going to look for, we're going to get this, and that test done. That septic field looks a little whatever. Like, we're going to get that checked out. Those were the bases that I didn't have covered. And without Kevin to come in and cover those bases for us, I mean, there's just only so much you can do on your own without a realtor, again, like Kevin, for us.
For sure.
I have a logo that I made. I had AI make for me when I met with all the unicorns. And because the compassion, the empathy, and the concern for you as an individual is such a gigantic part of what we do. That's why I say unicorn. It's magical. It's all that. But you know what? I put a dang mohawk on that guy and gave him a vest with no sleeves and a tattoo because the unicorns are badass too.
Oh yeah.
That's the
say,
real magic, you know?
Right.
I will say though, when we met Kevin and he starts talking about unicorns and all this other stuff, I was like, oh God.
Oh yeah, Kevin and I were like connecting.
Like they knew what was going on.
Like,
I hadn't seen the podcast. So I'm like, I'm so out of the loop as to what's going on, but she clearly feels like she knows what's going on. So
I got to tell you, I get so much. I have people that tell me like, this is the dumbest way to grow a business. And I'm like, here's the deal. There's about 1 million, 1.2 million first-time home buyers every year. I don't need all of them. But if you listen, like what I heard right now is Mitchell did all the preparation on the financial side. And so the reason why you were a little stressed when it went fast was because Ella wasn't stressed because she had me in her ears. Giving that.
Oh.
Basically, yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys balanced each other out there. And now you're sitting in your 4-season room.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep thinking I'm waiting for the maid to come in. 4 seasons.
Serve some tea.
No, not yet.
We have 2 cats, if that counts.
Yes. Well, thanks for jumping in, Mitchell. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I'll get off.
Okay, later, bud.
Thanks,
Maybe if I looked nicer and I wasn't covered in grease.
it's okay.
That's okay. You're a man with the house. I know you're doing stuff.
You do my breaks right now.
Well, and you got, it's just incredible. Students working it out. And it really is the combination between what he did and what you did. And then, by realizing that you had someone who, yes, he's talking about unicorns, but then Mitchell got to see him be a badass and he's like, okay, we're good.
He's good. Yeah, I know. He thought I was so silly. I was like, oh God.
I think I need to make sure that when anybody says unicorn, you have to explain what that means.
I think it's fun not to explain. So they're like, oh, she's just crazy. It's fine.
That's why you and I get along, Ella. Yeah. Okay. Well, this was supposed to be 30 minutes and we're like an hour. That's awesome.
Well, you can chapel things out.
No way. This story is, everybody needs to hear. I could talk till I'm blue in the face, but when people hear it straight from the horse's mouth, that's awesome. So thanks, Ella.
Thank you.
Okay, I know it's a long interview, but this is another one of those where I turned off the microphone and then we started talking. Okay, Ella, this is the best advertising. She was just telling me how much she appreciates the fact that I don't have advertising on the podcast. And so I don't have to pay for a commercial because you're going to tell this. So you were listening to the podcast and you heard about what?
I heard so there's like this window where you need to buy a home at a certain time. And it was between, I believe it was like, I reposted it like maybe like some midsummer till like February or something like that. And I was like, we need to buy this house now. We need to go get a house now. And we were so fortunate because there was that little dip with the mortgage rates.
Which happened before the cuts, which I told everybody on the podcast was going to happen.
Mm-hmm,
and I said, this is the window. And then you probably thought there's no way we're going to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. And then you bought a house in 5.5 days.
Yeah. And we met with the mortgage person. It was like 5%. We met with them, the lender. And then when we finally purchased the home, it was 5.25. And we're like, this is the lowest I've seen it in a long time. So it was incredible. It was such great timing listening to your podcast, and that worked out because we didn't buy down or anything. We didn't buy any points or anything at all.
Wow.
So it was.
And that rate jumped after the Fed rate.
Now it's like at 6 point. Yeah. So super cool.
Okay. So the moral of this postscript is everybody, when I tell you stuff, it's not because I want to be a realtor. I'm a nerd and I watch this stuff all the time.
But we really appreciate it. Thank you.
There is not much more than I could say about that. And that entire interview, I think Ella said it all. And Mitchell, who, was stalking me the whole interview, then decided to come sit down. It was such great information there. inspiration, not to mention specific tools and tricks. And of course, watch out for the red flag when your Zillow realtor's trying to get super sketchy and make money off of you instead of helping you buy your best home. Go to howtobuyahome.com. You can ask me any question right there. I'll get back to you guys. And of course, if you want to find a unicorn realtor so you're protected, you can ask that question as well at How to Buy a Home. So if you're looking for inspiration, how about 19, didn't think she could buy a home and bought it in 5.5 days? She did it. And you know what? You can do this.
Looking for more DIY education or your own personal step-by-step guidance through the home buying journey? Since 2019, How to Buy a Home has been the #1 resource for first-time home buyers. So visit howtobuyahome.com to get started.